Hello, this is saxophonist Antonio Parker, and this is a conversation in jazz, where we are promoting jazz and telling the stories. Today, we are presenting part one of our two-part interview with pianist, composer and arranger, and director of the University of the District of Columbia Jazz Studies Department, Mr. Allyn Johnson. We ask you to subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon so we can let you know when we are posting another video or going live. We also ask you to donate to our Cash App in order to support the channel and help us to produce future videos. Our Cash App is $Jazzology 101. That's $Jazzology 101. Thank you. Enjoy the video. Hi, I'm saxophonist Antonio Parker, and this is a conversation in jazz. Today we have the wonderful pianist, composer, arranger, producer, engineer. He's playing drums, and he's the director of jazz studies at the University of the District of Columbia and the director of the UDC Jazz Big Band, the one and only Mr. Allyn Johnson.
How you doing?
Brother Al Ski, how you doing, man?
Good, man. How you doing, Tony Ski?
Man, I'm glad to have you on the show.
Thanks for having me, man. Yes, sir.
We were just talking. I've known you almost 30 years.
Yeah.
And you talked about the house when we was on Sherman and Harvard.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I used to come over there and visit you and Raymond Angry,
And you also talked about the jam sessions at Twins.
Yeah. I've known you since those days.
And you and Jamal.
Yeah, Jamal Bryant, yeah.
God, man, where does time go?
Man, it's flying, right?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So a conversation in jazz is about learning the story behind the story.
Okay.
You dig? Mm-hmm. So although I've known you for almost 30 years, there's probably some things I don't know.
Okay.
Some things I would like to know.
All right.
So with all your accomplishments that you've had, man, you one of them cats I got to ask.
Yeah.
What is it like being Allyn Johnson?
Man, well, ask my wife, man. I'm all kinds of things, but no, but man, I just just loving life, man, and just trying to stay creative. I'm just love love music.
You enjoy life?
I enjoy life, man. With its ups and downs, man. You got to find the silver lining, man. You know.
Yeah.
And just loving life, man. Especially during this time.
So with all your achievements and accomplishments, you still just taking a stride and some people they start catting.
Oh yeah. Nah, man.
That ain't you.
No. But see, look, man. The older you get, you realize, look, man, you ain't the only person out here doing anything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you're not the best doing it either. So
we got that out the way.
We got that out the way.
So you a native of Washington, D.C.?
Yes, I was born and raised a third of my life in D.C. I moved to Maryland at the age of 15.
Oh, so you
I'm D-E-D-M-V.
So what part of D.C. you from?
Southeast.
You from Southeast?
Yes, sir. Right. You know where the Navy Yard subway station is? That was my house, and my grandmother's house was next door.
Really?
Yeah, New Jersey Avenue.
So what was it like growing up in D.C. When you came up? Because when I got to D.C., I came to D.C. in '87.
Okay. Yeah.
It was rough. Southeast specifically.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'll tell you this. When I was young, I had to fight almost every day.
Really?
Yeah, and I loved it.
Oh.
Because I was good at it.
Really?
Yeah, but little kids in the neighborhood, they're gonna try you because, especially, I took up martial arts.
Okay.
Because I wanted to take up martial arts, and my mother said, "Well, if you want to take up martial arts, you gotta take piano lessons." But she saw that I had talent, right? But I didn't want to take piano lessons. I just wanted to play by ear and play what I wanted to play, what I heard in church. She was like, "Well, okay, I want you to take lessons, but if you want to take martial arts. You're going to take formal piano lessons. I was like, okay.
So you took martial arts?
I took a martial arts, Kempo, Nippon Kempo karate. That was in Southeast.
Really?
Robert Everhart.
So do you ever use it on somebody?
Oh, I have, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Not recently because I'm old. I haven't.
Yeah. No, saying coming up.
Oh yeah, I had to.
Really?
Being in the
That's
hood.
interesting because I was going to ask you. I know you came up in the church.
Yeah.
And so I was going to ask you. And one of my questions was like, were you a choir boy? Or did you have some thugging? Or did you have some thugging?
Oh, you crazy, man. And Tony was crazy, y'all. He's crazy. No, but growing up in that environment, it'll either make you or break you. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, I had to walk from my house to, from New Jersey Avenue to 7th Street, Southeast up. So I had to go through the hood. My mother didn't drive us to. Yeah. We had to walk. And
you came up in a time when D.C. was called the murder capital, right?
Yeah.
So you remember that time?
Yeah, but
you were young.
I was young. Yeah, I was much younger, but my neighborhood, we all knew each other. Everybody on that, and I couldn't, kids couldn't do nothing wrong on that block because somebody's mother, come here, they'll whip your behind.
Yeah. See, that's when we had a black neighborhood.
Yeah.
Because, like I'm from West Philly. We was 48th Street, right?
Yeah.
Then you had the block of 49th. They had 49th and Hoop. Then 46th Street.
Oh, Lord.
They were all,
Yeah.
We were the good block. we had fun.
Right.
But I had to fight all that stuff too, man. But dang, that's good. That's interesting.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So I mean, those were great times though, and I remember when I was probably 10, 11. There was a guy on my maybe a few doors down from where we lived. He saw that I was into martial arts. Man, he went in his backyard, took a branch off of a tree. He, shaved it off and he put I guess shellac on it. So he made me like a cane, like a wood, like a bow.
Wow.
Out of it.
Wow.
And he gave it to me, man.
Wow.
Because he saw that I was into.
Yeah.
Man, those were the days, man. When, it was neighborhood.
Creative.
Man. Your people. It's just
I try
different.
to tell people,
Yeah, it was just different.
And that's why we do this, man. To tell so sometimes the younger generation can hear our stories, and understand that stuff doesn't happen in a vacuum.
Right.
We all coming out of a certain experience that we pass on and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So you I wanted to talk about how'd you get started in music.
Okay.
So you just mentioned that.
Yeah. So my mother, I guess from what I remember, we had a piano in the house. Mm-hmm. But I think my first experiences were going to church. Mm-hmm. We were a church-going family, so going to church every Sunday, I heard the piano player or the organist playing, and it just grabbed me.
Really?
Yeah, my mother saw that I had some musical talent because I would come home and try to play what I heard in church.
Wow. So you started organically.
Yeah.
Like I always ask people, some people, like I started formally.
Okay.
It's always a difference for cats that start through exploration.
Yeah.
Not that starting formally is
not bad either.
But it's something about having some ignorance in there.
Yeah, exactly. And that's I want to get to that too. That's let's talk about it. Yeah, because now that I'm almost 50 and I've been playing piano for forever. It seems like forever. It seems like I'm trying to get back to that.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To that feeling of ignorance about the music and
the mystery.
Yeah, because that's what drew you in or drew me in.
Wow.
It's interesting. When I first learned the sound of somebody, Jones, we'll get to him too, I guess.
Yeah, we're gonna
Mr.
get
Calvin
to him.
Jones showed me the diminished scale.
Uh-huh.
It blew my mind.
Really?
Because I had never, I was like, oh man, this is, because I had never, I've probably heard it, but I never knew what it was.
Wow.
That's
crazy.
So it's like, and of course I just used it on everything,
So you would go to church.
Yeah.
You would hear the music.
Yeah.
And you would come back. Your mom had a piano at home?
Yeah, we had a piano.
Okay.
And I would just, I guess I would just try to pick it out on the piano. You know what I mean? Yeah.
The chords and everything?
I don't, honestly, I don't know. I don't remember.
Wow.
But that's what she, tell me.
So do you come from a musical family?
I do have some musicians in my family. I wouldn't say they're, well, I guess they have musical sensibility, I would say. Because I had a...
Like your parents were musicians?
My mother wasn't a musician. She could play one thing on the piano,
Okay.
one little thing.
That's amazing because people with your type of talent usually inherit it.
Right, from their direct...
Something that come down, maybe it skipped a generation, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's why I ask people that.
Yeah, because I have two cousins I can point to that kind of steered me in my musical direction as well. Mm-hmm. My cousin, who was like my godfather, Antonio, his name was Antonio too.
Okay, yeah. Antonio?
He was a choir director and singer, and he would teach me how to direct the choir.
Wow.
And teach me all these songs, and he would sing, and he would tell me to come. I'd be probably sleeping. He'll pull me out of bed, and like, come on, let's play this song. And I want to sing this song. And I would come down and play, and I would try to back him up as if we were in church, And he taught me how to direct the choir. Then I have another cousin named Martin who played all the instruments.
Oh wow!
He played drums. He plays drums. He still plays drums, keys, bass, guitar.
Yeah, one of those.
Sing. Yeah, he's
and
so I do remember at one point where he was trying to show me how to play the bass. The bass was too big for me, but
yeah.
He was showing So, and he had all these keyboards,
Wow.
And so I do remember.
So did you start studying formally at any point, or what? Or what point?
Yeah.
How long were you playing from ear and?
Yeah. Well, I do remember my mother. Well, this is what I was telling you a story about. My mother wanted me to take piano lessons, and that was at the age of like 7, 8.
Okay.
Because I remember every day after school, she said you have to practice every day when you get home from school. And then on the piano was this piece of paper, this white piece of paper, in magic marker that says, piano practice from I think it was like 3 o'clock or 3:30 to 4:30 or something like that.
Oh wow!
I used to hate to see that piece of paper.
Really?
I did not. I didn't want to
Now, did you have a teacher?
Yeah, so she eventually got me teachers. Yeah, I did
Okay.
have like several teachers, private teachers, coming up early in my,
And they were teaching you how to read music?
Yeah, they were trying to teach me how to read music.
Really?
Yeah, I told this story on Facebook where later on, I had this one teacher, it was an older lady that she told me I would never, because I wanted to go to Duke Ellington School of the Arts. Mm-hmm. And she said, she saw that I could play by ear and whatever, but she said, well, you'll never make it into Duke Ellington playing like that.
Wow.
So
How'd you feel?
Oh, I didn't feel good at all, because I was like, why would you,
Yeah. How old were you then?
I was in my early, probably 10 or 11, maybe
Wow.
12, 10, 11,
That's
12.
kind of rough to tell a little kid.
So needless to say, I never went back to her because I didn't like her. It was, why would you tell a kid that, So, but I did have some great, private teachers. I had a teacher named Mr. Maxwell who was a great organist and pianist. He played for church, but he had a jazz sensibility of nice chords and stuff. So he would show me, because he knew I could, play it by ear or whatever. So he would show me these chords and voices, and I'm like, man, this is what I'm hearing. I've been hearing, but I couldn't get to. But he showed, and he showed me how to play Hammond B3.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's great, man.
Yeah.
So was learning how to read difficult for you?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's the craziest. That's the craziest thing, man. Because reading was always easy for me because that's how I started out learning.
Yeah.
Whole notes and
Yeah.
And then playing by ear, I be.
Yeah. Yeah. It's always been hard for me because I always.
So playing by ear is easier for you?
Yeah. Wow. That's how I suggest people. This is how I would suggest people, because people come to me and ask me about how to get their children started in music. I tell them, let them learn the stuff they want to learn first.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to, I don't know, you don't want to force something on them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And you don't want them
Yeah, because you want that natural,
affinity
natural thing.
for that.
Yeah, because if they're going to the piano and just learning their favorite R&B song, that's great.
Yeah.
You know, that's great. Then what you do is, you know, expose them to other kinds of music.
Yeah.
You know, check out this, you know, Beethoven Symphony or this Charlie Parker.
Yeah.
You know, and open the ear up.
Yeah.
And then you never know.
But don't kill their.
Yeah.
You know, they want to check out this.
Yeah.
You just kind of.
Because you know you can learn how to read.
Yeah. You know, it's funny, man. You know, I'm a teacher in DC Public Schools. I'm teaching. I'm a 25.
God bless you, man.
Oh, thank you,
God
man.
bless you,
Anyway, last week, man, one of my students hit me up on Facebook. When I was like almost 20 years ago, I taught him.
Wow.
In elementary school, and and he hit me up on Facebook Messenger, and said he had another student that I taught at that same school as Charles Young.
Wow.
And right next to Spingarn. And he wanted to surprise my student, and so we did a video, and man, little Reese thought, and so man, he called me, and you know I ain't seen him in 20 years or something like that, and you know, and he's in music. He's rapping.
That's great.
And man, we talked about 2.5 hours, man.
That's great, man.
And I saw my other student, and man, it was just like wow.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is heavy, man, because I did a little video when I was at that school called No American Education, No Child Left Behind.
Okay.
You know, I did a school video, and I let him rap in it.
Oh wow, back then.
Yeah, I let him rap in the jump. It's on YouTube too.
Oh. Wow.
And man, he's very thankful for the stuff I was trying to teach him back.
Right.
You know, and you never know.
Just never know, man.
You know, and you can tell he really appreciated that experience. I took him into a studio and a whole nine.
Wow, man.
Brought the cameras, you know.
You're a special person, man. Special teacher,
man, I just try to, make it do what it do. You did.
Man.
Yeah. So what you're saying is really important about allowing the kids to follow. You know, I had to do that with my son because my son produces. And you know.
I know you want.
No jazz.
But you gotta learn. You better learn these Charlie Parker solo.
He don't want to hear no jazz.
You better learn this Bud Powell solo.
But man, the stuff he's doing, I got him into. I bought him I got him an iMac, and he started off with GarageBand and then Logic. This cat he's rapping and he's creating stuff. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, that's great.
But he ain't want to hear no jazz.
Man, forget that, Dad.
But it's all good.
Yeah.
So what you said,
yes. Let the children grow, man.
So back to you.
Yes, sir.
So piano was your first instrument.
Yes, piano was my first instrument.
Now you said you came up in the church, right? Mm-hmm. Now, was your home the kind that all y'all can listen to was sacred music or church music? You couldn't listen to no other?
No.
Okay.
Believe me, it wasn't that. Nah. And I'm grateful for that because I got another story about
Come on.
when So when I was younger, my mom told me this. Well, my mother told me the story before she, left. When I was in diapers, she would come home after work, and this Joe Simon 8-track tape would be stuck in the 8-track player, and then she would just cuss my sister out. Cause why you leave this tape in there? Blah, blah. And she said, "Mama, I didn't do this. It happened. It just kept happening. So one day, I guess they're sitting at the table. We're all sitting at the table eating dinner, or whatever. I leave the table, take this little chair, get up on the chair, and take this 8-track tape, this Joe Simon, and put it in. My mother goes, "Oh, that's so cute! Oh my God!"
Yeah. And she was blaming your sister?
She was blaming my sister.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah, so I guess it's just one 8-track tape that I like to hear. And, it's
funny.
So, yeah, I mean, I guess it's just, you just remember stories like that. It's just in me,
Were you considered a child prodigy? Because I see them, you got some pictures that you posted on Facebook.
Yeah.
Yourself playing, and you look like a prodigy.
I look like one. I don't know. That word is, it's over. It's over.
You're a very modest kind of guy.
Yeah, people put that in their resume just to make it look like well, but there are some prodigies out there.
You might, yeah.
But I don't think, seeing some of these guys,
I
wasn't that good.
It's a video of Joey Alexander
Oh yeah, me and him. Yeah.
Yeah. At
UDC. Yeah. Pete Muldoon brought him
Yeah.
over.
Oh man.
And I was like, he said, yeah, man, this young guy want to play piano. I'm like, I'm like, this guy is like 10 years old.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, it's gonna be cute. Man, this cat gets on the piano.
Yeah.
I couldn't even play. We trading on the blues. I couldn't even play.
Wow.
I was blown away.
That's crazy. That's how Joey DeFrancesco was.
I believe it.
Yeah, it was like that.
Yeah,
Different styles.
Yeah, they're both. Those are child prodigies. I wasn't playing nowhere like that at the age of 10. I mean, I was playing gospel. I mean, the little church songs, but the musical sophistication that Joey and these other guys, I wasn't. So I don't consider myself really a prodigy.
So were you did you play for the choir at your church?
Yeah, I did. That's where I got a lot of
Did
my
they pay you?
Eventually.
Eventually. Were you playing for the Lord?
Yeah, I was playing for the Lord for a long time. but I was playing for my uncle's church. Man, probably since I was 7. I mean, there's pictures of me directing the choir when I was, I was short, man. I was, so like I was playing for the choir like from age of probably 7 up. But eventually they paid me when I was, I became a teenager. I got paid. I remember I got paid like $75 a month. And then it went up to $100 a month.
Yeah, okay.
I was grateful, man.
Yes.
Yes, but
indeed.
the training, what's important is that I got that good training at this church, man.
Yeah, man, no doubt. Did you sing in the choir too?
A little bit. I wasn't a singer. I'm still not a singer, but I sing when I have to.
So what schools did you go to? Coming up.
Yeah, so elementary school, I went to Giddings Elementary and Lenox Elementary in Southeast.
Okay.
Middle school, I went to Francis Scott Key Middle School.
Okay.
In Capitol Heights. Then I went to Suitland High School.
Oh wow.
Suitland High School.
That's in Maryland.
Yeah, Maryland. Suitland, Maryland. Yeah, Suitland High School.
Okay.
And yeah.
So did you play in the music? Were you playing in the bands or jazz bands?
Yeah. So when I was in elementary, I had another good story.
I love them stories.
Yeah. When I was in elementary school, I guess they figured out I could play. Somehow they figured out I could play piano. So there's a picture of me playing. I remember doing a concert for my elementary school.
Wow.
And the piano music teacher was like sitting behind me because I guess he had practiced the songs that I was gonna play.
Uh-huh.
So I remember my aunt coming down the aisle. She had her church hat on and stuff. I had my suit on.
Yeah.
But I do remember that memory in elementary school. So they figured I could play. So they made me do a concert for the school.
Wow.
And I didn't do so much in middle school. We didn't really have a music thing there. But when I got to high school, I was more so into science.
Science?
Yeah, I wanted to become a surgeon. So I was more into biology.
Dr. Allyn.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Well, but I was definitely a part of the gospel choir, Suitland High School gospel choir, the pep band, the jazz band.
You seem like you got a lot of love coming up, like a lot of support from family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are
you close to your mom?
Very close. Very
Really?
close to my mom. I wasn't that close to my pops.
Uh-huh.
But my immediate family, like my brother, sister, my mom, my cousin Tony, they all kind of nurtured me.
I've never met any of you in 35 years. I don't think I've ever met.
Oh
you.
yeah.
You got how many brothers?
One brother, one sister.
Where you fall in?
I'm the youngest.
I'm
the baby.
You spoiled.
I
know you spoiled.
Oh Lord. Yeah, you know how many times I've heard that.
Yeah. But you got a lot of love coming up though.
Oh yeah.
That's important,
Thankfully.
man.
It is,
And
thankfully.
support. Did they support you?
Oh, for sure. My aunts and my brother. My aunt and my sister used to take me to piano lessons. And,
man,
across town.
That explains
everybody.
Explains some things because when you get that as a kid, it builds your confidence.
It does.
And your sense of self.
Yeah, it does.
So,
it's very important to have that support for kids that trying to do something, arts or whatever it may be, sports. Their family support that's really important.
So how did the coming up in the church impact you as a person,
right,
and a musician?
Oh, well, that's a good question. Well, being raised in the church, you learn, just if you don't learn anything else, just being a moral person, just having some kind of
your value system.
Value system, yeah. About, just.
Did you always follow those values?
Oh no. Ain't no need to lie about that.
Guilty.
Look, and I still. Oh God. Oh God.
Every time I see Quincy,
oh my God,
Quincy trying to get me to be upright. I start leaning. When I see Quincy Phillips.
Oh man, that's a man of God right there. But no, I mean,
Yeah, it's a constant struggle. I got
mean,
No, you're good. You're good. Yeah.
So
we
but
fall.
It teaches,
we fall down, but we get up.
Yes, sir. I fell down many a time.
Yeah.
But no, it teaches you, like you say, a value system.
Mm-hmm.
Just how to be focused on, focused and if nothing else,
And how did it affect your music? Because I know that and we're gonna talk about your recordings, but you inject a lot of spiritual, even your company, which we're gonna talk about.
Yeah.
So how did that affect your outlook in terms of music and that sort of thing?
Most definitely, because I was raised on, spirituals and gospel music, and just being taught how to have some integrity about yourself. So that, of course, coming up that way and being, taught those principles are in my music, and I want, I always wanted to share that part of, my upbringing with other people. So that's just a part of me, just spirituality. I try to have an outlook of spirituality.
So did you ever get into playing European classical music?
No, I mean, I've never. Coming up, I didn't really like classical music. Mainly because you had to play everything note for note. And I wasn't into that.
You were more into the creative aspect.
Yeah, I wasn't. I just but I love all kinds of music. I love.
We know that.
I love classical music. Now, I mean, now you grow up and learn.
Yeah.
So I mean, I love all kinds of especially classical music and jazz.
When did you first hear jazz?
That's a good question. I remember hearing jazz first when I was in high school. And my sister gave me this big component set. They call it a component set back then, radio. So turned on the radio one day, and I guess it just happened to flip to 89.3 or 90.1.
Wow, the DC jazz station.
DC jazz station. Yeah. And I heard this piano player, man.
You know who it was?
I believe it was Art Tatum.
Oh, wow.
I believe it was Art Tatum. I've never heard the piano played this way. I was like, good gracious.
Wow.
What? And then they played some other stuff like Earl Garner. So after I heard that, man, I went to the library and I stole some tapes, but I brought them back.
Yeah.
Cassette tapes.
Yeah.
Because you're not supposed to take the tapes out. I took the tapes out and recorded them and brought them back.
You know what they were?
Yeah, it was Earl Garner. I just remember the Earl Garner tape. Earl Garner was some other, maybe Sonny Stitt or somebody. And
that shows you how important our jazz stations are.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember when I came to DC, we had two jazz stations, WDCU, and PFW.
WPFW.
Yeah, and we lost the
WDCU.
we lost that, man. But it shows us. You just happen to be listening to the
turn. I just hadn't turned it. Yeah, I didn't. I'm just turning.
That's heavy, man.
Yeah.
That's
why I believe it's divine order, man.
Yeah, that's heavy, man.
Destiny, man.
That's heavy. I mean, that to be, that's heavy.
That's how it happened. That's how I heard jazz. First time I heard jazz in high school.
And so, no one had to sell jazz to you
Not at all.
Okay?
Not at all.
Because
you know what, and also being like before that I was playing gospel, of course. But there was this piano player named Thomas Whitfield, gospel piano player and singer, man, who I loved because he had this modern approach to, like, just his chords and his voicings for the choir, blah, blah, blah. And I'm trying to, at that age, I'm trying to figure out how did he play, And then so when I heard that, and then I heard a lot of the jazz master, I'm like, that was a connection for me. Like a lot of the same sounds, similar sounds.
So you continue to, once you went and got that tape.
Yeah.
you continue to explore the music and that sort of thing?
Yeah, so I started buying LPs and
Wow.
CDs. I
Okay,
love
it was over. It was over there.
Oh,
now.
it was, man. I was going to the store
Wow.
buying LPs and things like that. And just trying to learn how to do what they
So, who were some of your biggest influences, musically, like pianist as pianists, in terms of?
Coming up.
You can tell me gospel and jazz.
Oh yeah, yeah, but definitely Thomas Whitfield, James Cleveland.
That's in the gospel vein.
That's gospel, yeah.
Okay.
Richard Smallwood.
Okay.
Those were coming up, and then when jazz, it was Earl Garner, Oscar Peterson, Art Tatum, and all those guys are still my influences.
Yeah.
And now I have some other. I mean,
And for
it
a
goes
cat,
on and on.
and this was in the 80s.
Yeah, this was 80s.
Now, were your peers into jazz? Like at that time?
In high school, I had actually, when I was in the jazz band, of course, I found some people that were into jazz.
Okay.
But before that, no. They were more, and plus I grew up on go-go too.
I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah, I grew up on go-go.
Yeah.
Cat in the Hat and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I was trying to be a b-boy when
Yeah.
I was living in Southeast. So I have all those influences too. You know what I'm saying? We had a go-go, little neighborhood go-go band.
So that's what I said. I was going to ask you that. I said, did you ever play? You play in the go-go
Yeah,
band?
yeah, it was a little neighborhood go-go band.
Really?
Even my martial arts school, we had a go-go band.
Wow.
Yeah.
DC.
Yeah.
You know what's funny, man? Like I was in DC about 20-some years before I went and heard go-go.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And I just happened to, I was producing at this point. I did this song I wrote called The Hambone.
Oh, I've never seen that.
It was an old Hambone.
Yeah.
And I just heard Chuck Brown's voice on it.
Wow.
It wasn't no go-go.
Yeah.
And so and I remember Chuck Brown from Buster Loose back in the day. We would go skating to all that stuff.
Yeah.
And so I went to check out Chuck at Mirrors, and I went there and I saw Brian Mills, Greg Boy. I saw my people,
Yeah.
Sweet Sharik.
Sure, yeah.
And so I was like, wow. So a week later, Brian calls me and asks me to sub for him. I'm playing
Oh,
with
wow.
Chuck Brown.
Yeah.
I get in that joint and see how deep that thing was.
Yeah. Yeah.
I said, this is some heavy stuff here.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah, go-go.
Yeah, because I never had an opportunity to play with the big time go-go bands, Chuck Brown and them. But I mean,
now's the time. You still can play go-go, can't you?
man, I don't.
Hey.
Look.
Yeah, when stuff opened up, hit him up. Wow.
Yeah, but I have all those influences, so yeah, all those masters were my influences,
Yeah.
All those masters.
So how old were you when you started gigging outside the church?
When I started playing my first,
when was your first gig?
when I went to UDC. I do remember my first gig. My first gig was with, I remember it was with, I think it was with Kelvin Montgomery.
My man Kelvin. What's up, Kelvin?
Kelvin Montgomery. So I got the story
Kelvin
with that
Montgomery.
is, I'm my college first year of college or something like that, and I'm not at college, but first year at UDC, and so I'm ready for my first gig, So Kelvin, yeah, man, I got this gig at this club, man. I said, okay, cool. So I said, so the day of the gig, I said, man, I hope there's some girls there, man.
You said that?
Yeah, man, some girls gonna be there, man. I hope some girls there, man. He said, oh man, I meant to tell you, man, it's at a gay bar, man. I'm looking,
Yeah. Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, I mean, he said I was disappointed.
Did you get paid?
I mean, needless to say, I was disappointed. I'm looking for it.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah. So. But I believe that was my first. Then I started gigging with Frankie Addison, Frontline Jazz or something, So a lot of guys just, they brought me in and, showed me the ropes.
So speaking of UDC, did you go to UDC right out of high school?
No, I went to George Washington University.
Really?
Yeah, I had a half-paid scholarship for biology. That's because I was going to be a surgeon.
You were interested in science?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I love science and math,
So what made you what brought you to UDC?
Oh, that's a good story. I'm glad you asked that one. So I'm, at GW, and I still play piano, and I actually played for the gospel choir at GW. Mm-hmm. So I guess one day I was in the piano department, practice rooms, and I hear this piano player, man. I'm like, who in the world? This cat is like playing all this Art Tatum, goes from Art Tatum. Next thing you hear is this modern, like, Kenny Kirkland stuff.
Wow.
Who in the world? Hey, man, I was just listening to you. Yeah, come on in, man. The lights are off. I just sit down in the corner. This guy just wailing, man, just wailing. So I sit there and listen to him. He said, yeah. And so I guess I do remember playing for him. He said, yeah, play something for me. And then he said, man, I'll tell you who it is. Of course, you know who it is. Yeah. He said, man, you need to, man, you should go to UDC, man. He said, you got something, man. You should go to UDC, man. Calvin Jones will straighten you out, man. You got something, man. You really need to. And I said, really, man? And yeah. And of course, that was Dwayne Adele, Mr. Dwayne, the one and only. Yeah. And so, man, I think I had like another semester at GW. So I would meet that cat in the practice room. I was looking for that cat, man. And then he'd be down there, learn. Man, this cat, just sit there and listen to Art Tatum, man.
So let's talk about
back.
Yeah. So
anyway.
So did he have an impact on you?
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
Most definitely, man. I mean,
that
cat blew me up. I mean,
he told me, man. Dwayne told me he like his parents. He was over visiting his uncles and aunts, or whatever, and his aunts or somebody had a piano, and he just sat on it and started playing. And his parents looked back and said, "Who taught you how to do that?"
His parents didn't even know.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. He said I tell people he just knew how to play the first time he said that. It's just like intuitively. Yeah. He's the kind of a prodigy.
He's a prodigy. He's a genius.
Yeah.
He's a genius.
That cat, man.
I don't use that word.
I remember one time I had we had them phones, cell phones, we opened up.
Oh yeah, I got a story about that too. Go ahead.
So he told me, give me your phone. So I gave my phone and he listened to all the tones. The tones of the digits. Then he gave my phone back and said, dial your number. I dialed my number. He told me my number.
Oh yeah.
Man, I was blown away, man.
I got one.
Okay.
Dwayne in Calvin Jones' office. Now there's carpet on the floor. So me and Michael Price, my man Michael Price, was up. Mm-hmm. We had 3 quarters, 3 different years. Said, Dwayne, listen to all of these quarters. This is whatever, 81. This is 19, whatever it was, 19, blah, blah. 3 different years. Turn around. Tell us which one we drop on this carpet.
Wow.
Michael Price pulls out a different quarter that he hadn't seen. He went outside and pulled out a different quarter. Dwayne didn't see this. He drops this different quarter. Dwayne said, oh, that's a different one.
Wow.
Oh, man, I ran out of there. Man. And he didn't see, he didn't, his ears are, he's...
Yeah. Why doesn't a cat, like this, why isn't he known, he's and not just music, he goes to math and all it,
physics and languages, he gets.
All it.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's like, where is he? Is he in?
I haven't seen him in, actually, probably a year or 2.
Wow.
Yeah.
That cat is a special cat.
Yeah, but he,
So he had an impression.
Oh yeah, and I believe it was divine order that I met him.
Wow.
Because if I look back on my life and how I just lined up.
Yeah.
I mean, I believe that wasn't nothing but God, man.
Wow. Yes, sir. No doubt. So what year did you enter UDC?
92, 93, 92.
Okay.
Yeah, 92.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So when I got there, man, it was just,
So do you remember meeting the great Mr. Calvin Jones?
Yeah. So I think the first time I met him,
Calvin Jones, he was the director of jazz studies.
Yeah, he was the director of jazz studies
and the big band.
Yeah.
So so you remember?
Yeah. So Professor Corey, Judith Corey,
talk about
it was Mother Corey.
Mother Corey.
Yes, sir. But at the time she was my theory teacher and my piano teacher too. But before that, I auditioned with her first. Mm-hmm. She said, "Come in and play." So I was playing something, and then she told Jones to come in and listen to me. So coming from listening to Dwayne like at GW, and I've been trying to learn all these Kenny Kirkland solos by ear. So I'm playing on hard, and just McCoy, all that. I'm thinking I'm playing. Like
Yeah.
Jones goes, "Damn, man, you too militant, man. too militant, man. Damn. Relax, man. Relax." Because I'm trying to impress him.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to learn.
Yeah.
Too militant, man. Okay, man. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, that's Jones right there,
man.
yeah.
But that's the first time I met him, and the first time in his improv class, my man Eric Valentine. Shout out to Eric Valentine.
Yes, sir. Now, when I came, because I was at UDC for a minute, for a couple of years, and were y'all best friends?
Me and Eric,
y'all were close.
We were real close. Yeah, we were close.
I remember that. Okay.
We were close. Yeah, we were very close. When we met, we just connected. So like we stand outside the improv class, getting ready to go in. Eric told me, he said, "All right, man. So whatever Jones says, man, don't take it to heart. Like basically like don't take it to personal.
Yeah.
He's just just take it. But and I'm the kind of person I'm not gonna do that because I'm there to learn, and I was there like I'm gonna get whatever I got to get. And once you go in there and listen to the way Jones teaches.
Yeah.
If you're not, you take it personal and just like I've seen cats run out of the class, man, throw their horn down the step, man.
He old school, but
he
come from that school.
Yeah, but if you don't have the right mindset,
you're
gonna take it personal. So, and he saw it like Jones saw that I'm there to learn. I don't care how I get it, just give it to me. He just gravitated towards me and just was just.
So what kind of things did you learn from Jones? I mean, what's some of the as a person and through music? What'd you get?
Man, well, first, just it's just so much. Just be serious about what you're doing. He was very serious about the music. Very thorough.
Yeah.
I remember, just after class time. I'm going in there practicing. I was always practicing in the practice rooms, and this is off time, no classroom. He'll be in the other room, and I'm there trying to learn this tune. He would come in there. No, man, that's not right. That's not right, man. Get that right. No, he'll sing it to no, you want this, no, that's chord.
Yeah.
And I'm just in there off hours, man. No class.
Yeah.
So he was, that kind of person, man. Like, he wants you to get it right,
Definitely an institution.
Yeah, man. And he would, say, "Come in my office, man. I heard you got a new car." "Yeah, I got a new car, Mr. Jones." "All right, look, man. Change your oil every 3,000 miles."
Yeah.
Look, if you don't have a mechanic, go to my mechanic and tell him I sent you. Here's his number, man.
And that's good people.
Yeah.
Yeah, good people, man.
And one other story.
Okay.
I remember I had this girlfriend. Jones, I had this girlfriend. He said, "Look, man, don't get her pregnant."
Yeah.
But he's a father figure, man. He was like, like your father.
And he was like
man.
that for a lot of
people, man. People put, food in people's cupboards, man. He put money in their hand and food in their cupboard, man.
Yeah, he embraced it, man. When I got there in I think '95, and man, I was just, and I was coming from Howard and man, I was like, man, this is cool.
Yeah.
It was,
real deal.
And Jones, man,
he was the real deal.
I mean, he'd be on upright.
Yeah.
His main instrument, trombone.
Yeah.
He'd be on drums.
Yeah.
Piano.
Yeah. This cat playing piano gigs and, bass gigs. Yeah. And you should see him play vibes too, man. He kept playing vibes.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how did his death impact you?
Man, it was a shock, and it was a shock, man. It was.
That was sudden too, right?
Very sudden, The doctors screwed up. Yeah. Basically screwed up. Yeah. Doing a procedure that you wouldn't do on someone of that age, Yeah. But they screwed up. Yeah. And,
it hit all of us, man.
Yeah.
But he left a legacy.
For sure.
And they the annual Big Band Festival, is now the Calvin Jones Big Band Festival. We're going to talk about that.
Okay.
Let's talk about Miss Corey.
Yes, sir.
You call her Mother Corey?
Mother Corey.
Mother Corey.
Yes,
Mother Corey.
Yes, sir.
Beautiful lady.
Yes.
Beautiful
man,
lady.
let me tell you, if it wasn't for Professor Corey, Mother Corey, man, that department would not be where it was.
Yeah.
Especially after after Jones left. And she was, definitely a important role in helping the jazz department when Jones was here.
Yeah.
I remember Jones would write all his scores by hand.
Wow.
All the scores. And of course, some of the stuff we would read his original scores, but some of that stuff, Professor Corey would, organize and put it on finale. But just day-to-day things, running the department. She's the chairperson of the department now. And I wouldn't be where I am today without her.
I remember when
I wouldn't have my house if it wasn't for Professor Corey. Let's put it that way.
She's just a beautiful, man. There's people that in the world, man, that just are just angels.
Yeah.
She's one. I remember, will help you. I remember when I came to DC and I was trying to get in, she came and hooked me up.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, sir.
You know, so yeah, I'm very grateful. She also is the curator for the Felix
Grant Archives. Yeah.
Yeah, and explain with that.
Well, that's basically it's a collection of recordings and memorabilia.
Perseverance, study. People come study.
Study and come listen to all the recordings of different collections of people.
Yeah, she got my books, my series of books, and so I'm honored, man.
Yeah.
But that's so. That's a beautiful thing, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, and Felix Grant, he was a radio personality.
Yeah, on WDCU.
For WMAL or WDCU.
I think DCU.
DC, okay.
Yeah.
So when you were at UDC, when you first got there, who were some of the musicians in the band that we know?
Yeah, so of course Frankie Addison was lead saxophone with that sound, the big sound. Tony Addison.
Tony Addison.
Howard Kingfish Franklin.
Fish.
I remember the first time meeting Fish, he took me over his house, and Dwayne was living with him. And we sat there all day and listened to records. He's like, man, you need to listen to this record. You need to listen to this record. Check this guy out, Bud Powell, this guy, Roy Haynes, all right, man, yeah. Calvin Montgomery, Fogg, Michael Horton, Fogg, the Fogg. Jones called him the Fogg.
Bruce. So Bruce was going.
Yeah, Bruce wasn't there when I got there. Bruce was already in New York.
Okay.
Yeah, he was already in New York playing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, I know, working with Mr. Jones, was he helping you, teaching you how to arrange for big band?
Oh, most definitely. Yeah.
So do you remember your first big band arrangement?
Sorta. I just remember Jones giving me this green paper, manuscript paper. He gave me a bunch of green manuscript paper for me to write my first. So we wrote our first big band stuff by hand. Big band scores by hand.
I remember that. Yep.
And so I think it was Have You Met Miss Jones? It might have been something like that. But I do remember.
Because I think you had, when I was there, I think you had a arrangement, something.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Yeah, he would let me arrange for the band so I could learn how to arrange.
And so did that help you? Did that really?
Oh man, most definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how you learn. I mean, you can learn all this theory and put this note in this chord, but you won't really learn how to arrange unless you just arrange and listen and do it and just listen to it back and say, no, that chord don't work or that sound doesn't work.
So what's your process for arrange? Like when now you like. I mean, you it's like arranging for the commission, the range for the this and that. I'm like,
man.
So you have a process?
It's not like a regular process, but it differs. And it depends on who I'm writing for. Sometimes if I have to come up with something for a certain level, I would think about who's in the band and who I'm writing for, and that would depend on how I'm going to arrange the song.
Okay.
What I guess technical things I can put it in, or how creative I can get with the voicings. And
so do you study like arrangements of other people?
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
And see what they doing. And,
yeah. Well, the first ones, of course, I studied with Jones because I could look at his scores and
see
how he voiced the chords.
Okay.
But you get into Mel Lewis, Thad Jones, Mel Lewis, Big Bang. Listen, man, I still listen to them cats, man. And good gracious,
And you've become quite the composer.
Oh man.
So what inspires you? Like, did you start writing? Were you writing before you came to UDC? Like,
sort of, yeah.
Kind of evolutionary kind of process?
Yeah, sort of, yeah. I mean, I didn't know what I was doing. I mean, I was writing songs, but I wasn't like writing them down where people could like play them or whatever. But I was writing songs. Yeah. But when I got to UDC, all of that stuff just kind of like just gelled. Because Jones, taught me how to voice chords for you know.
So, have you ever like run into a brick wall like writer's block?
Oh, for sure, for sure.
Man, I've got there where ain't nothing. I'm not hearing nothing.
Yeah, but see, that's where I think your knowledge of music comes in. Where because a lot of times I'm not inspired to write anything. I just write. I just sit there and play.
And then something.
And
you might land on something.
Yeah. But then I've come up with this this process of where I got this voice leading thing I do now, like, but I don't want to get, it just takes too long. But where I just take certain sounds and put them together just randomly.
Okay.
And then I'll play it back. I'm like, oh, okay, this sound I haven't heard this sound before. Let me explore that.
Wow.
So I got the system where that
this cat, man. I might have to study with you, man. This cat. So we got a couple more questions before we take a break.
Okay.
What's your musical philosophy?
Musical philosophy.
I mean, why do you? What is music? Why do you do this? Why do you play? Are you doing it for the ego? Are you doing it for the ladies? Are you doing it for the money? I mean, all the above.
Yeah. Well, at one point, I was doing it for the ladies. I was doing it for the ladies. I was doing it for the money.
Yeah.
I was doing it for the ego. Yeah. But now I'm not doing it for any of that. I do it because I love it. I love music. I would do it even if I wasn't. And now I feel like I would rather do I would rather do something else to make money now
and do music
and just do music just because I want to do it.
Yeah, I thought
I'm at that point.
Yeah,
but my family ain't going for that.
Yeah,
we got to pay these bills. You know what I'm saying?
We got to eat.
Yeah, we got to eat. So, but I love music. I love music. I just love being creative and not having like the pressure of trying to be I'm the greatest piano player. I'm the best. Forget all that. You still
have the love and joy and the passion.
Yeah. I mean, I'm always trying to chase the feeling of when I first started.
I do this, and you know what? That's what keeps me going in music. Because sometimes you're not inspired.
Yeah, it's like you're
and
not.
I just, I've been in it too this long. I might well keep on going. And, but then I go back into, why did I start this?
Right.
And
there's that feeling, man. You sit there, and you listen to something. You go, oh, that's nice, man.
Yeah.
It could be just a simple minor 9 chord or something.
Yeah.
Just the sound of it's like, man. I remember when I first learned how to voice this chord this way.
Wow. Yeah.
And I would just use this all the time, just explore this. That's what I I love that feeling, man. That's what I'm always chasing.
And you still practice?
Man. If it ain't the piano, it's the drums.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about all that.
Yeah.
No,
but I always, I'm always practicing. I'm
okay.
always, even if it's not physically, at the instrument, always ear just checking. Can I hear this? And
So,
all the time.
Last question before we take a break.
Okay.
What advice would you give young people who want to pursue music or study of music or career in music? What advice would you give?
I would say, just go for it. Go for it. Study music because you love it. Don't look for any reward from it. Let the reward be itself, music itself, and all the other stuff will come. The gigs will come. Yeah. The accomplishments will come. But yeah, just don't let nobody tell you that you can't make a living doing music. That's a really a big thing, you know, because you get some.
Don't let nobody tell you ain't gonna make it into Duke Ellington.
Oh yeah, that's right. Don't let nobody tell you you're not gonna make it into Duke Ellington. You know, but you know, just go for it. And if you love something, you know, don't have a fallback plan. You know, if music don't work, I'm gonna go be a whatever.
Yeah, follow your passion.
Go for it. You know, you only one life to live, man.
All right.
Yeah.
You heard it right here. All right.
Yes,
All
sir.
right. You heard it right here, brother Allyn Johnson. All right. So this is a conversation in jazz. We're talking to the wonderful Allyn Johnson, and we'll be back.